Hello, Cancer. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Winged Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading for you. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross watchers are always welcome. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, in the past, we have the Five of Cups. Change your focus. Looks like in the past you were healing, grieving a loss. This feels incredibly important, not something to rush through. Feels like you're finally allowing yourself to grieve maybe some losses that you've suppressed. That feels like there's a lot to grieve, a lot to really feel. Feels like your focus has been pulled in a direction for a long time, trying to make something work. And there's a need to change your focus, to heal, definitely, but change your focus. Wow. Okay. It looks like you're leading yourself out of a very difficult situation. Something shifted rather suddenly, quickly. It almost feels like at the time I'm tuned in, even before this Five of Cups change of focus, where you didn't have time to heal from something. You had to lead yourself out of something. Feels unexpected. Time to take action. It's a hard space to heal in. Hard place to heal in. You can't heal where you're being wounded. There's also injustices in the past. Feels like you're trying to stay in an environment that's hurting you, that's wounding you, that's very unfair and out of balance, and trying to make it work, trying to heal it, trying to fix it. What are the injustices that Cancer's going through in the past? What are the injustices? Thank you. Small child, a meeting. You know what I get? It feels like less about a child. For some of you, it might be a meeting, a small child. This feels like your inner child. It feels like you're finally standing up for your inner child. You're meeting your inner child, and it feels like you're, before this point of connecting with your inner child, you're accepting a lot of injustices, tolerating a lot, ignoring the heartbreak of the situation, and just trying to figure out how to get along in this environment with someone who it feels like has turned their back on you. Maybe taken their energy elsewhere. Feels like you're having to lead yourself out of this very unjust place. No longer tolerating cruelty. It looks like you're learning how to deal with your emotions, how to not be reactive, how to sit with uncomfortable emotions. That's changing a lot. A lot. You understanding how to work with your emotions. Heal from some childhood wounds. Feels like in the past people took advantage of your unhealed emotions, your reactivity. But now, as I'm viewing it, it feels like you feel unmovable in your emotions, very solid, wanting happiness, wanting to invest in something that creates your happiness, creates your joy. I think you're realizing that you've been investing in someone in a relationship that's unjust. Investing in a relationship that keeps you wounded in a very unfair environment. So there's something about a need to change your focus. This isn't what I thought it was. This is very upset. You need to feel the feelings, feel the sadness, and also change your focus. Go elsewhere. Look at things from a different vantage point. Heal from a lot of unhealed wounds. It feels like this injustice in the past, it got so unjust, so unfair that it sparked a healing, a need to heal from childhood wounds and change, move, go somewhere else, see things from a different vantage point. All right, Cancer. In this current energy, we have the Tower reversed, rebuild reversed. This is not wanting something to fall apart, not wanting, trying to hold on to a false reality, wanting something to be true, trying to repair and keep something together. I love that the Star card's coming out. Star card comes after the Tower. So there's healing energy here. Rebalancing, healing the soul, Aquarian energy, allowing what's meant to fall apart and heal, rebalance, begin again. Wow. Okay, so we've got Three of Cups energy, Knight of Pentacles, and the Strength card. I'm liking this. But then we've got some emotions, overwhelm in emotions. Someone it feels like this is a group situation. There's people, multiple people involved in some type of situation. Someone is very overwhelmed in their emotions, very, very overwhelmed. Whew. Okay. Feels like you might be trying to keep something together, keep someone from falling apart. Maybe a relationship with someone who is in their emotions, overwhelmed. It doesn't feel like this person has a lot of clarity. It doesn't feel like they're seeing things very clearly. They're very much in their emotions, overwhelmed. So wounded that they can't perceive much else other than their woundedness. It's making their world very small, whoever this is that's in their emotions, overwhelmed. What's interesting is there's all this healing, loving energy in the environment around this, someone having a break a break, a mental break, an emotional break. Things are falling apart for this person. It feels like it's really hard for this person to manage their life. Everything feels very overwhelmed, like they can't juggle everything. They can't see anything positive in their environment. It's so interesting. It feels like there's someone who's very much in their emotions to the degree that they can't really perceive reality. And they can't handle the emotions. They can't handle their emotions. What's also interesting is there's also this energy of healing. It feels like the people in the environment there's a lot of strength, a lot of unity coming together, a lot of healing. So it feels like what I'm perceiving is there's someone in the environment that's not well, emotionally overwhelmed, and it's blocking their ability to think clearly, to make decisions. It's coloring their whole world. And there's also this energy of healing around them. Not needing to heal them, but it feels like the people around this person who's overwhelmed, out of control, falling apart, it feels like there's something shifting in the collective, a strengthening of love and care and healing. It's such an interesting message because it's not that this person is a bad person or bad. It's that this person is overwhelmed in their emotions, having a breakdown. Things are falling apart. And so it feels like how we react to this, how we respond to someone having overwhelm and unable to perceive their reality, it feels like there's a lot of courage and strength and healing around this person. Judgment, a new way of working with unworkable energies. Again, it doesn't feel like the healing is happening at this time around this person who is overwhelmed and not acting in a very logical way. The tower is when someone creates a false reality. And the tower happens when reality collapses that false reality. This person feels so much in their emotions and overwhelmed that they're not really dealing with reality. They feel a little unhinged or a lot unhinged, unstable, unable to perceive reality. And there's something about the people around this person that are shifting how they work with unworkable people. Not making them bad, but what is this judgment? It feels like there's a new way of perceiving that could become out of this. It does feel like someone is very unstable. Financially, mentally, emotionally. Someone who is out of sorts. How do we, as a collective, want to work with people who are in a different reality? Yeah, it feels like you're figuring out a different plan. Some of you are moving away from this energy. because it's a very unworkable energy. It feels like you're figuring out a different way to work around someone who's in overwhelm, who's in a different reality, who cannot perceive reality with the rest of us. They're having their own experience. They might be having a breakdown, emotional, mental, unable to work things. And I'm not feeling that it feels like there's a lot of criticism in this whole energy. But it feels like with that judgment can come a new way of not making someone who's having a breakdown wrong, but how can we help those who are having a different experience outside of the one that we are having, because we are the perceivers of our reality. So I get the feeling that this person who's overwhelmed is perceiving their reality as it is. I feel like I want to validate this is overwhelming for you. Yes, and confusing. So I feel like I can validate their emotions and what they're going through, but I can't validate their belief systems, the leaps of faith, the leaps of mental leaps that they're taking to create their reality. They feel very much in their emotions, overwhelmed, that they can't handle the stresses of the day, and that doesn't make them bad or wrong. How can we as a collective, it feels like it's in the collective, how can we heal from this? And it feels like you have the strength. You also have the wherewithal to recognize where this person is mentally and emotionally. And it feels like you're moving away from them, moving away, giving them space, working on you. Let's move on, Cancer, to what's hidden. We've got trust in reverse. Feels like the person that I'm tuned into who's having overwhelm does not have they do have trust, but they trust that things will go wrong. They trust in the fears that they have. They trust in things not working out. This person is in a closed repeating pattern, and it's terrifying for them, honestly. They keep repeating it. This person's got a very closed loop. Their world's very small. Their reality is very small, and it feels like their coping strategies aren't working. It's like they're trying to control everything in their environment. And it's just making their world smaller and smaller. Feels like it doesn't feel like people want to work with this. You can't work with this energy unless you believe their reality. Unless you see things the way they see, this person feels like it's really hard to reach them. They feel like mentally it's really hard to connect because they're in a very different reality than you're in. Yeah, this person is... this person is trying to control their environment. Like I just said, they need to control everyone and everything in their environment. They think that will then make them feel safe, make them feel in control. But it has an adverse effect. It causes a lot of chaos because people don't want to be controlled. We all want to be free And this person is dictator. They feel mentally unwell, and they're trying to control everything in their environment. If everything is predictable in their environment, and if everyone does what they say, then they will find they won't. But they think that if they can control everything in their environment and everyone in their environment, then that's where their happiness is. But they cause so much chaos and conflict around them. This person is chaos. They're so out of control within themselves, and they just operate in ways that it's not conducive to connection, understanding, healing, strength. This person operates in fear. There's no success where this person's involved, and nobody wants to work with this person. This person is so controlling, but so out of control of their own emotions. They project everything onto others that they can't have about themselves. Anything else that Cancer can learn about this person? Tower. Temperance reverse, Tower. This person, it feels like right now, Tower reversed. They're just trying to not let everything fall apart. And it's causing more of a crazy making type of energy. I don't want everything I need to control. They're trying to control their reality, control everybody in it, trying to make their reality the reality. And the reality is coming in, is collapsing. This person is having a collapse. They're getting so out of balance with their thoughts, their emotions, that their reality can no longer stand. This person's heading for a breakdown, which is also a breakthrough. Feels like this is happening for this person, that their reality is causing them so much discomfort. The way they are operating is not effectual. This feels merciful. As a breakdown, everything falling apart, but this person, their reality is collapsing, and it's terrifying. So even though it's happening for them, I feel for this person. I feel a great deal of compassion for them. I've gone through towers where, my reality, lots of towers where a false reality collapsed, and it's devastating. But it also, I can deal with reality. I can work with reality. I can work with the truth, but I can't work with a false reality and lies and deception. And even where I'm lying and deceiving myself, mostly when I'm lying and deceiving to myself. So there's something, it feels like this, I'm talking about someone who's about ready to have a breakdown, which very well could lead to a breakthrough. Yeah, this person has an opportunity to see things from a different vantage point and get out of a very closed-minded way of thinking, nightmarish, getting out of a comfort zone, seeing something different. All right, moving on, Cancer. We've got the 9 of Cups in reverse. Dreams come true. Feels like I'm still tuned into this person. They're very much out of alignment. Their dreams aren't coming true. interesting that this person's energy has taken up so much of your reading. Feels like they're in the environment. Feels like you're moving away from this person. What do we need to... Thank you. I don't feel like you can heal this person. It feels like there might be too much tension between you and this person. I don't feel like you're this person's medicine, but it feels like this person has activated, triggered a lot within your energy. How would you want to be treated if you traded spots with this person? It feels like that's informing you on how you deal with someone who is emotionally unstable, someone who's got a totally different reality. Instead of trying to convince them of the reality, just it feels like giving them space, recognizing that they're out of balance. You can't convince this person of their reality, of their unhappiness. Wow, they're really unhappy. My advice here that I'm getting is don't match their energy. Move away. This person, it feels like they're very practiced in their false reality. And you could be just spin your wheels trying to convince this person of reality. And it doesn't feel like that's your job here. It feels like what's being asked of you is how can we create a support system for this person so they're safe in their how can we not judge this person, keep ourselves safe for one, definitely making sure this person feels very unstable. And they might have practiced their instability for so long, and your stability might not be as practiced. And so this person might talk you out of your stability. So it feels like moving away from this person, not engaging, just it feels like a recognition. It feels like the less you say to this person, the better, because this person is just where they're at. Anything else that Cancer needs to know? Any injustice? This person does not have the ability to see things in a balanced way. They're in their own reality. I don't think there's anything that you can do to this person that they are not doing to themselves. They are creating their own injustices. This person you can't communicate with in a fair and even just way. I'm perceiving someone who's can't perceive reality because they're in a false reality. It looks like they might have a breakdown soon, which I'm seeing as a possible breakthrough. You are not their medicine. It's not your job to judge them, to make life more difficult for them. Feels like how you handle someone who is unwell mentally and emotionally has something to do with how we as a collective take care of people who are unwell, who are out of balance. Not taking it personally, but keeping yourself safe. And how do we create safe spaces for people to have a safe breakdown, have their realities, you know. Yes, this person's just breaking their own heart with their perceptions. Their emotions are in overwhelm. Their thinking is not clear. They don't know how to take what they have and make it into something they prefer. It feels like the real lesson here is learning as you go. And it feels like not engaging, not working with this person, detaching from, going your own way. And for extra credit, it feels like, sending compassion to yourself, to this person, to everybody in this situation, for healing and compassion and change. It feels like there is a potential for this person to have a breakdown that leads to a breakthrough. And that's my hope for anybody who is experiencing this situation. So that's the messages. I hope this was helpful, Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Bye.